Have you ever wondered how some people seem to make decisions effortlessly or plan their lives with such ease? Today, we delve into the world of English phrasal verbs that will help to understand this process better. Let's begin with our first phrasal verb, plan ahead. This means to make plans for the future. For instance, you might say, plan ahead for our vacation next summer. Next, we have sleep on. This verb means to postpone making a decision until the next day. For example, I'm not sure about this job offer. I think I'll sleep on it and decide tomorrow. Moving on, do without is a phrasal verb that means to manage or cope without something. An example would be, we'll have to do without a car until we can afford to buy a new one. The fourth phrasal verb on our list is weigh up. This means to carefully consider or evaluate options. You might say, I need to weigh up the pros and cons before choosing which university to attend. Run by is another useful verb. It means to inform or consult someone about a decision or plan so they can give their opinions. For instance, before I finalize the budget, I'll run it by my manager for approval. Coming up next, we have think ahead. This verb means to consider future consequences or possibilities. For example, before making a decision, always think ahead about what might happen. The seventh phrasal verb is think over. This means to consider something carefully. An example would be, I need some time to think over your proposal before giving you an answer. Our eighth phrasal verb is think through. This verb means to carefully consider all aspects of a situation, such as risk and possible consequences. For instance, before buying a house, make sure to think through all the expenses involved. Moving forward, allow for is a phrasal verb that means to consider or take into account or expect something to happen and be prepared for it. An example of this would be, when planning the party, we need to allow for unexpected guests. Bargain for is another verb that means to expect or anticipate something. For instance, when traveling, you should always bargain for delays and changes in plans. Next, we have opt out. This verb means to choose not to participate in something. An example would be, I've decided to opt out of the team building activity because I'm not comfortable with it. Our 12th phrasal verb is chicken out. This informal verb means to decide not to do something because of fear or cowardice. For example, I wanted to go bungee jumping, but I chickened out at the last minute. Moving on, have on means to have arrangements to do things. For instance, we can't schedule the meeting for tomorrow morning because most of the team members have training sessions on. The 14th verb is be set against. This means to strongly oppose something. An example would be, my parents are set against me dropping out of college to pursue acting. And finally, we have could do without. This verb means to manage or survive without something, often implying dislike or inconvenience or something causing problems. For instance, I could do without all the traffic on my way to work every morning. In summary, today we've covered 15 phrasal verbs related to deciding and planning, including plan ahead, sleep on, do without, weigh up, run by, think ahead, think over, think through, allow for, bargain for, opt out, chicken out, have on, be set against, and could do without. Remember, mastering these phrasal verbs can greatly improve your English language skills and make your decision-making and planning conversations more natural and fluent. Until next time, keep practicing.